What is going on, guys? We're finally back with Spider-Man 2099 issue 1, and this is part of the all-new, all-different Marvel Universe taking place after the Secret Wars event ends. So some information that some of you guys might not know about is that all of these comics, like the all-new, all-different Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man 2099, etc., all of these comics are taking place 8 months after the Secret Wars event has ended. Now obviously we don't know how the Secret Wars ended because the final issue hasn't released yet, but it really seems like the Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2099, etc. are all continuing from their storylines of what they were doing before Secret Wars started. So for instance, in the previous issue of Spider-Man 2099, issue 12, before Secret Wars started, we saw Spider-Man and Tempest turn into like a monster. Spider-Man had to stop it, and then at the very end, Tempest knew Miguel O'Hara's secret identity as Spider-Man. And obviously, because it's 8 months later, Tempest and Miguel have been dating for 8 months. So now they have some history, we have some character development, and we're going to be seeing those two getting together and dating and everything like that in these issues, which is awesome. So yeah, I figured I'd just break that down for you. So all of the comics like Spider-Gwen, The Amazing Spider-Man, Silk, everything like that is all taking place 8 months after the Secret Wars has ended. So now I've got all that out of the way and you guys possibly understand what I was talking about, let's jump into the issue and let's go and meet Miguel, Tempest, and a possible appearance from Peter Parker. Let's go! So we jump into the issue and we join Miguel participating in some kind of game show, and it kind of reminds me of the game show called Total Wipeout. I think you guys in the US have that over there as well. You can also see that Tempest is there to support Miguel as well. So what you've got to remember is that we got that little bit of a story in the Amazing Spider-Man issue 1 featuring Miguel, and he actually quit being Spider-Man because he nearly killed somebody. So now he works for Parker Industries, and you can see that he goes on this game show and absolutely kills it. So the reason he's doing this is because he is no longer Spider-Man anymore, so he doesn't have to worry about a secret identity or anything along those lines. And you can see that everybody is absolutely flabbergasted at Miguel sprinting across a tightrope and having absolutely no problem with it. And what I absolutely loved is that at the very beginning of the issue, he even said that he has had no training whatsoever. He's never even prepared for anything like this before. So it sounds like that he's going to be like the worst candidate on this show. And then he just goes ahead and kills it. So you can even see the commentators and their reactions to what Miguel is doing, and you've got to say that this is probably going to attract some attention. And right at the end here, you can see that they say that he's even going to be going to Japan to compete in the final. But the problem with that is that that's going to attract some unwanted attention, and I'm going to say now he's probably not even going to make it to the final because he's got other responsibilities such as being Spider-Man or something along those lines, or he's going to have a fight with a villain there or something like that. But then we go over to the next day, or maybe sometime later in the day, back at Parker Industries, and Miguel is actually in a discussion with Peter Parker, and Peter's actually wondering why he went on a game show on TV. What I think was incredible was when Peter was on screen, you could actually see the new Spider-Man costumes in the background. We had the Future Foundation costume, the Big Time costume, Miguel O'Hara's new Spider-Man 2099 suit, and the Iron Spider costume. And you even see Miguel say, if you don't wear it yourself, give it to Miles Morales. And that kind of makes me wonder, do you think Miles Morales is going to be getting a new Spider-Man costume made by Parker Industries? I can kind of see that as a possibility. Now, I am loving the artwork for this series, and I'm loving the overall storytelling as well. It started off with Miguel just having a good time, not living a normal life, but living a pretty normal life. He's joining game shows, he's having fun, just, using his superpowers for something other than being Spider-Man. And you can see that Miguel actually gets introduced to this new assistant called Roberta. Now, from the Secret Wars 2099 comics, we know that this Roberta character is in fact the 2099 Captain America. And the reason she thinks Miguel is familiar is because in the Secret Wars 2099 comics, she was dealing with a Miguel O'Hara who owned Alchemax, and he was evil. So this kind of makes me think, if Roberta turns back into Captain America, will she still think that Miguel is the evil version and not the Spider-Man version that we've known to come and love? What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments below. Of course, something that we can't forget is that Miguel is still dealing with the fact that his future is a possible annihilation. So he goes back through this portal to see what 2099 is like, to see whether him leaving Alchemax would change the future. And of course, it hasn't. One thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is that I thought Miguel O'Hara's eyes were extra sensitive to light, so he always had to wear sunglasses, but right now he doesn't have them on, so I don't know, just something that I noticed. But from this, we also get an insight into Miguel's mission, and that is to find out who actually does this and what Alchemax actually does to cause this annihilation in the future. Now, this has actually been going on ever since the Spider-Verse event ended months ago, before Secret Wars. And as the page gets flipped over, we are reintroduced to Mac Gargan, aka Scorpion, Liz Allen, and of course Mr. Stone. And we heard at the beginning of the issue that whatever Miguel O'Hara has been doing at Parker Industries has actually stopped the project of Alchemax building a supervillain prison. Now, something that I completely didn't expect to read or see in this comic was the fact that, you know, that whole thing about Muslims and terrorists and all that actually got brought up in this comic. It was handled really well and everything like that, but I was actually rather surprised because it's a little bit of a, you know, a delicate subject to touch upon. So I think that it was a rather brave move to say something like that, especially like what's going on in the world and everything like that with all this crazy stuff. But yeah, it really took me by surprise. Now, as you can see, we've got Roberta on screen asking her husband, who is also out of the Secret Wars 2099 comics, and she's actually asking about a Miguel O'Hara and whether she knows him or anything like that. And then we get like this silhouette of Captain America in the background. Obviously, Captain America's not actually stood there. That's just like Roberta's consciousness at the back of her mind. That's obviously Captain America. And I have a feeling we're going to be seeing Captain America sometime soon, so let's get ready for that. That also reminds me that the next Secret Wars 2099 issue actually came out and I didn't know about it. So that's why the next issue for Secret Wars 2099 hasn't been reviewed yet, just because like the dates got a little bit mixed up and everything and it ended up releasing and I didn't know about it. So I will be reviewing that soon. But now we're joining Miguel and Tempest having dinner at this place where it's pretty much impossible to get a reservation. And of course they're conversing, they're talking about what's been going on. And I absolutely love this. She actually whispers in Miguel's ear that she's pregnant, and just as she says that, this catastrophic chaos just explodes into them. A car actually gets launched into them or drives into them, I'm not too sure, but it causes a huge explosion. And one thing that I actually noticed, which I don't know whether this is a mistake, but it went from daylight, like, you know, like sunset, to nighttime almost instantly. But as you can see, all this chaos has just ensued. It went from a brilliant moment to the complete opposite in a matter of seconds. And I think that brings an incredible initiative to pick up the next issue, because obviously it's left it on this insane cliffhanger. And so far, I am loving the Spider-Man 2099 comics. So that is it for this issue, guys. That is it for Spider-Man 2099 issue 1 in the all-new, all-different Marvel Universe. So what did you think? Let me know in the comments below and give me your ideas of what you think is going to be happening. Could Miguel have made a new villain? Could he have pretty much outed himself as Spider-Man when he joined on that TV show? Maybe someone clicked onto it and figured out that he was in fact Spider-Man. Maybe someone has traveled back from the future to take him down. Who knows? Well, we'll probably find out in the next issue or in the next few issues. So until then, I'm going to be giving this issue an 8 out of 10. I've already spoken about the artwork, I've already spoken about the cliffhanger, but just the overall concept and like the friendly feel. You feel like you're comforted when you're reading these issues, which I love, especially because it's got Peter Parker in it. It was awesome to see him. And I imagine we're going to be seeing Miguel's new suit in the next issue, because I can picture Miguel going back to being Spider-Man to figure out who did this. And it's going to be awesome. So guys, that is it for this video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Go to the links in the description to follow me on Twitter and Facebook for all of the latest in comic book news and updates. Don't forget about the giveaway for the Amazing Spider-Man issue 1 on my Instagram. The link is in the description for that as well. And now that is the end of the video, so I will see you all later.